Let's take a look at controlling sound input and output devices in Windows 10. Only control.
Your mic's all messed up.
Try that again?
We're cutting out a bunch.
BBB. There we go.
Better.
Hello? Oh shit, it is working. I just had my microphone muted.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
I didn't think it was gonna output to two things. What an idiot. Where'd OBS go? Oh shoot. That's annoying. OBS is on my side panel. It's on my side panel freaking monitor. Ugh, it's gonna be so hard to grab that. Come on. Ah, got him. Live scene. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I think we got everything kind of working now.
So far.
So far, so good.
Right. That's so cool.
Let me get this audio killed. All right. I think that's got everything going right now. Let me see. Make sure everything's working. Hey, YouTube
Ah,
chat.
damn it.
OBS. YouTube chat's not showing up. Why is YouTube chat not showing up? What's up, guys?
What is up?
Dex is... I'm on screen. Hey, guys.
You mean sex me?
Alright, here we go. Max audio, max volume. Let me throw out a link for everybody to get to the stream. How do I do this? Stream settings. There we go. Stream URL. I'm so bad at this.
Probably
shit.
do it with more comprehension.
Yeah. I only had
It's all right.
2 hours to get this thing working before I got here, and I'm still screwing it up. So, your channel. Open that. Copy that. All right, and then let's pop over into broadcasts. Important. Everyone who didn't leave because you got mad because I had a April Fool's joke. Q&A over on.
Let's
Come hang out. Place. There we go. Send now. Publish. Oh my god, it's got the wrong fucking thumbnail. Oh my god. It's gonna be like that forever. How does it have the wrong thumbnail? What?
Oh my god! You screwed up the Skidtopia Q&A.
What?
Oh my god!
Oh, that's lame. How does it do that? Oh man. It's right, I think. Whatever. Wrong thumb. I don't even know how to fix that right now, but that's fine.
Okay, it is right on YouTube. It's just Discord cached your last one?
I don't know how it did that because I typically don't I don't post those until I get the thumbnail right. So I don't know what happened. It's one of those things that happens and it's really annoying. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll at least drop the right thumbnail so people can see what it's supposed to look like. Here we go. Whatever.
Off to a great start.
Yup.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Confirm, publish, confirm. Let's fucking go. I'm assuming that... There we go. Y'all can hear me. And this has got the right on there. Okay, cool. This is working. So that is YouTube chat. Let me give this a little more size here so we all can see. But I appreciate y'all stopping in. Cancel that. Let's see. Font size. Let's go to way bigger. All right, close. All right, cool. And then text. Testing out our YouTube font size, spelled stupidly, but all right, cool. And then let's make this not disappear. We don't need this to disappear. Hide delay. Like, let's turn it to like all of it. Cool. Awesome. So, cool. Of course, got cat hair all over my black shirt. I should have probably changed out of a work shirt, but, you know, it is what it is. Arg. That's right, I have to stay in this chat channel here, and I can actually open Discord on a browser. Let's just open Discord so I can actually navigate around stuff, because I know all their stuff's going on. Let's see. Let's get in here. And anybody that's on the YouTube stream, y'all can hear me, right? I'm assuming that's no big deal. Oh, no wrong thumbnail for Dex. How the fuck? Oh man, Toast's house. Yeah, like that storm's coming my way. I know it hit Emmy. That's why Emmy's got no power. That's a bummer.
I was getting lunch. Apparently that power went out at my house. I came back and my clocks were all reset.
Yeah, that sucks.
Didn't bother me any. The power was back on by the time I got here.
That's useful then. That's pretty cool. Theme clean, boxed. What does box look like? Let's leave boxed on. Let's get you guys on Discord seeing a little bit better. There we go. Hey, Atomic. Dr. Atomic. Close. And, oh, cool. My printer's not broken, so that's good. And I think everything's pretty freaking groovy. Pending. All right. Ignore. Hey, I'm on YouTube. I didn't swear, Dex. Actually, I probably did. Plus, like, I swear constantly.
You did.
This stream's not meant for kids. I have it marked specifically as such. Man, freaking cat hairs everywhere. Get out of here. Alright. But I'm glad I actually got... I swear this all actually kind of works, so that's cool. Caught in 2K. Yeah, no, this is definitely not 2K. This is very much 1K. But, you know, this is the first time I've streamed not doing anything. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, but...
That's sweet 1080i.
Get progressive scan. Everybody loves scan lines, right? I can be even more annoying. Here we go. Let's throw it out like old school. Like the actual video, so everybody knows what it's like. Analytics. I got 8 people over here. Oh, sorted. What's up? And what's up, Matt? I can hear you. Or you can hear you. You can hear me. That's awesome. All right. But yeah, no. This is cool. It's working. Everybody's being represented. Glad I got all this working. But yeah, it's been kind of wild trying to get everything working. I wanted to do a whole video this weekend, but it's my wife's birthday coming up, so yeah, beard gets longer a lot. I do need to trim it. It is a mess. Like, it is absolutely a mess. I've even got a little comb that I like comb it with, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I was gonna try to do a video this weekend, but yeah, I'm hanging out with my wife because it's her birthday. I'm like reading and talking at the same time. I'm new at this. Next video I want to do is going to be on the App Store that I was just effectively basically shown because Amelia was showing off her bad Apple video in the video player. So showing people how to make that and showing off the App Store, which is awesome. Which also brings me to actually redoing SquachWare. Finally getting that updated because I can port over the new API, add the enhancements that we have on SquachWare, then add all the FAPs and stuff, and hopefully, just download those pretty quick. So that should be pretty cool, hopefully. So that's the plan for hopefully next weekend, and people won't be around for Easter maybe, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Oh, okay. No, YouTube's not that slow, right? YouTube delay. It's got a decent delay. It's hard to fix that. Like, what is our stream delay? Yeah. Wow, is that really that lag like difference between the two streams? Holy crap, that's like minutes longer. How do I fix that? Let's see. Settings. Stream. I can't save it while I'm live. Oh, well, that's fine. What do I think of the ESP? Oh, yeah, Mohammed asks, what do I think about ESP32 Marauder firmware? It's awesome. Like, it's legitimately awesome. Would it be better to switch over to Discord? Discord, I think, has less of a lag. I'm not 100% sure. It's hard to say. But yeah, the ESP32 Marauder is they've actually added the ability to save directly to the Flipper's SD card, which is awesome because one of my problems that I have with this board, which is the dual ESP board, so I'm never going to get it to focus, but yeah, the dual ESP board is that the SD card mounts to this little teeny tiny spot back here, and it's like flat mounted. It's so hard to mount the SD card, and I don't trust it from breaking off. So I didn't want to do anything with these, and I've got like a stack of them. Like I've got this many just hanging out. I want to make the boards. I've got the hardware for all of them, but I was just sketched out by that. So without having to put that SD card on, I can just start cranking these out. It's a dual ESP board. It will really easily output, Marauder to the screen and then to the flipper. So all we got to do is run a deauth on the screen, and then we can simply do a handshake recording with the flipper itself. So it's effectively a password stealer, which is what everybody's looking for. I can't really call it that, but that's going to be the idea. It'll be a Marauder like double card. So that's my plan. Hopefully I get some of those built up. I know I got to send those out to a bunch of people. But yeah, ESP Marauder is pretty freaking awesome, in my opinion. Yeah, the C5, the ESP C5. I'm assuming that's the 5 gigahertz one, which is cool. But I'm interested to see if like how long that takes to actually show up, because right now it's basically vaporware is my guess. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sub gigahertz support, yeah. I've got the folks over at Rabbit Labs. Yeah, Rabbit Labs sending over their what are we getting? Oh shoot, I can't open on that. I keep forgetting that I can't use that Discord. I have to use the actual like mine. But their IR blaster and their I always forget the numbers on the CC1101. Yeah, they're going to send those over. I'm going to check them out, see how they go. Hopefully they're cool. I'm sure they will be. Wow, it's so slow. Is that actually how people are seeing things? Is that? Let me actually open up YouTube. Now that I have like the world's, but like the fastest computer I've ever had, that's for damn sure. This thing's crazy. I'm sure if you've seen my videos that I've put out so far, this thing's crazy. Oh, okay, cool. If you've seen my videos that I've... Oh, okay. So my my preview on the analytics is really slow. Your people on YouTube, you guys are right there with me. You're good. You don't have to switch over to Discord, although we'd love to have you in the Discord, obviously. Anyway,
to say dumb things.
Yeah. Right now I do have it set up so... Wait, no, you can. They can hear you saying dumb things. Hey, Conda, make some more noise. Anybody on YouTube, let me know if you can hear Conda.
Hello. Am I here? Do I exist?
So I'm not sure if you heard him. He was just actually posted something. What am I saying? He just actually messaged something. But all right, cool. You can hear us over here on the YouTube. It all works. Holy crap! I actually got it to work.
We exist.
First try. Look at that. It was not as easy as I was hoping it was going to be, but the fact that I can actually output use the same mic for Discord and for YouTube stream is awesome. I did not think that was going to work. Swoosh, what do I think of Extreme Firmware? I mean, I have nothing against the Extreme crew. I definitely know several of them. And, they make stuff. The UI changes on 43 are really cool. So I think that's really cool. And some of the stuff that they've done is pretty cool. If you want to know about their Discord, definitely check out Sung Young Gamer's response to Flipper Zero. I think that there's definitely people who, don't have as much fun in that Discord as some other ones, but they make solid firmware, and they do stuff that's different. So props to them. Willie's a really great programmer. I definitely respect him. I know I've known Clara since before the firmware, honestly. So, try stuff, see how it goes, and use whatever you like. I have nothing against anybody's anything, but try everything. To be totally honest, that's really where I'm at with everything. I cannot confirm your existence. Nobody can. I lost. So I have this failed print. This is like my fidget failed print, and I just spun the nut onto the floor, and I don't know where it went. But I really want it because I'm like sitting here fidgeting with. Here we go. There we go. 3D printed nuts and bolts are like literally one of my favorite things because they just like, man, you get the big threads and it's just like it rips. I don't know. Stuff like this is just so cool. Like this guy, I'll literally sit here and play with it. This is just the machine vise I made. I don't know. Something about machine nuts and bolts are super satisfying. I have like so much 3D printed stuff. Come on, Logitech. I'm right here. Right. Okay. Sometimes you gotta like actually pull focus. But this is this is the tensioner for this guy, which is obviously the bed. I never remember what axis that is. Is that Y? Z? Yeah, I always forget. I think Z is the other one. I forget which axis is which because I'm not very smart. It happens. Let's see what else is in here. The new Wii U UI on Extreme is cool. I'll definitely that is a cool thing. Some of these things I might try to port, but I know at least she thinks it's going to be really hard to do. And I honestly don't have a ton of time. That's why you haven't seen a lot from SquachWare recently. That's why you haven't seen a lot from the channel. Live streams would be cool to do more often if they're going to be popular, because obviously I can just sit down, hang out with you guys, just talk, answer questions, and anything like that. Especially since we got, people are in Discord. We've got a half dozen people or 8 or whatever hanging out in Discord. We got 10 people on YouTube. It's actually a pretty decent showing, so I very much appreciate you guys. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, you'll see up in the that corner. It'll show the latest subscriber. I am Jacoby. Throw in a super chat, so he's down there because he's absolutely the GOAT. Much appreciated, Jacoby. Anybody wants to? I'm sure he knows or got my
I believe
ping.
he's the duck. Get it right.
Yeah, no, he is the duck. He is the duck, and that duck legitimately is the best application for almost any cybersec thing out there. So that's super cool. We'll see if anybody else rolls through. I'm assuming that there's notifications in other places because I normally have those go. Wait, let's check over. It's Jacko's YouTube. I'm looking over stuff. I'm I'm lost. YouTube drops. Oh, it did not. Huh. So the live stream didn't drop in. Yeah, I noticed that same thing with Rocket God. Interesting. Oh well, that's all good. I have so many 3D printed things. It's literally stupid. Right now I'm printing Deadpool just because I needed something to print. I know Kraken and stuff. He's got the new bamboo lab. I'd love to have that $1,500 printer, but I just bought a lot of cool stuff. Like this guy. That's pretty fun. I'm losing my chats here. Here we go, live stream. No, I'm not an auto mechanic. I'm a bike mechanic. That's how I have all this bike stuff. I've been a bike mechanic basically since I had a job. It was literally my second job. My first job was not technically a mechanic. I worked at an auto shop, and I did prep work for bumpers. I did paint some stuff, and other ridiculous work when I was like 14, 15. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool. But yeah, I'm a bike mechanic. I've been a bike mechanic for, oh man, I don't even want to count. Literally don't want to count. 21 years at this point. It's been a whole thing. I've made almost every dollar I've ever made from fixing bikes, and now we're on YouTube playing with toys. So you never know how you get to the places you get to until you get there. But Storm Rend, yeah, thanks for catching the live chat. I've been doing a lot, like live streams in the mornings, because typically when I do stuff, it's like early on Sunday mornings. So I'll be streaming at like 8 o'clock Eastern.
He does things on old people time.
Yeah, more or less.
Early and before 5 o'clock.
Yeah, yep, that's basically the idea. Evil Crow, I have not used... oh, yeah, I've seen this posted a bunch of times. No, I have not used anything beyond most of the Flipper stuff, honestly. I keep seeing more stuff. Welcome Sorted. I keep seeing more and more stuff out there to play with. I could get more stuff from Lab 401. They'll probably, if I wanted to, send me some stuff to do, content on. But it's hard making content for other channels now, especially now that we're doing things. Swoosh, what do you call me? I mean, Sasquatch, like Squatch, whatever you want. Technically, it doesn't have a T. I did that since, forever. Literally forever. I got the name Talking Sasquatch as a nickname in probably middle school. Excuse me. And I wanted to be able to use it on everything without having to worry about somebody already having a name. So I spelled it without a T. And so far I've been able to use Talking Sasquatch on pretty much everything. Sassworks too. Kira, what is up, buddy? I know you've been crazy busy and stuff, so it's good to see you. Here, I'm gonna open my door because it is hot as fuck in here. Oh, maybe I'll just open the window. Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna open the window. Hold on. All right, cool. Because, yeah, that big storm that's coming through is going to hit in probably 20 minutes or so. So, let's hope that nothing terrible happens, because I don't want to lose power. I don't really lose power very often here, but this would be the night for it, right? I'm pulling up radar on my end so I can actually see what's going on. Oh, we're fine. Yeah, those hard storms just split us. I'm good. I have no worries at all here. I'm good to go. Cool. Back to YouTube. Here we are. Thanks for your Flipper content. Thanks for watching it. Like, it's hard coming up with content. It's hard making it. I spent a lot of time. You will notice that if you watched my first content, I had a lot more memes and stuff in it. Not everybody loved that. So, hello. Not everybody was like super into it, which I thought it was fun. I liked it, but at the same time, it did take a lot of time, like a lot of time. My first videos, aside from the fact that I wasn't as good at editing, my first videos would take me like 10 hours, especially like the first two. And that was growing pains and things like that, but I had like a ridiculous amount of stuff in there. So, yeah. Those ones were tricky. Since then, it's gotten a lot better. And I have cut down on the memes. The RFID NFC video, I think, had like almost nothing. But I don't know. I try to add some. You'll notice my last video has like I think a tasteful amount, but well, I don't know. Either way, it saves a lot of time not having to do it, and it's less distracting. Also, my trying to get the audio levels of background music and stuff is, you know, I'm learning. I'm learning. There's definitely some of the videos are kind of freaking. I just pulled up. I was showing a video to somebody for some reason. I'm like, man, this background music is terrible and so loud. So I apologize for that on some of those videos. But and Stormrun Studio, yeah, like I'm super happy that people were able to actually watch my stuff and learn how to do things because for anybody who doesn't know my background as far as flipper stuff goes, is I started with hanging out in Rogue Master with Curanons. Curanons is definitely like a good part of my origin story. He's over in watching over in the YouTubes. But I was over in Rogue Master skidding in there. And one of the things I liked about Rogue Master were the animations, many of which Curanons at that point had made. And he and Magic, they both helped me learn how to do all this. So I wrote a tutorial for it. And that tutorial started floating around, and people were, you know, it was cool because it was never really written down well. The Flipper guys had, audio broken. Amelia, no, if my audio's, okay, no, it's just your internet. That sucks. Hopefully this is, it comes back. But yeah, so I wrote the tutorial for it. Hey, that scared the hell out of me. Hey, thanks, Davin. So, oh, man, I'm so bad at spelling things. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's going to scare me so bad every time that goes off. So, yeah, that's a thing. It just derails me entirely. Yeah, so I wrote the tutorial, all that good stuff. And then Uber, because Uber's fucking everywhere. Uber is part of everybody's, not everybody's origin story, but he's in there for a lot of them. So, yeah, Uber found it, and he contacted me. He was actually contacted by Lab 401 to make content, so he pulled me into that. It was, like, me and Uber, and then, like, Rocket God, and, like, O'Day, and Jacoby, obviously. Like, all these guys, there's a bunch of people, bunch of people. And I happened to be the first person that finished the video because I was the person that was like, oh my god, how am I here? Like, what's going on? Why is this happening? I shot that video twice in its entirety, like the entire thing twice. And which sucked. I spent literally 2 days making that video. And looking back, it's not great. The people at Lab 401 helped me out a lot with their editing, and it came out pretty good. But that's what got me into making my own videos, because I wanted to make stuff that was flipper centric, which wasn't exactly what they were looking for, because they wanted some flipper stuff, but not like exactly like that. Plus, and this was the kicker for it, honestly, I probably would have kept making content for them. They wanted scripts. They wanted scripts for it because they needed to take everything that I made and translate it into different languages. Well, I use outlines. I don't use scripts really, which maybe I'll change over time. I don't know. We'll see. But I use outlines, and I kind of go stream of consciousness as I'm thinking. I write down bullet points and things like that I think are important, but I don't write scripts. And then scripts take absolutely forever. So that's crazy. I spent probably a half an hour writing the script after I did it. So yeah, it wasn't that much fun. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this again. If I want to make content, I'm gonna do it on my own. So that's what I started doing. Laser Kittens, Blue Laser Kitten. I think she's still Blue Laser Kittens, but oh my god, Laser Kittens let me have a lane of her Adobe Creative Suite for a little while, and I started making content with it, and I kept going from there. So yeah, it was crazy. Oh yeah, is there some audit? Oh shoot, I know what's going on. Do 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 do. Sorry, buddy. There we go. Typing and talking about two different things at the same time is hard. There we go. Cool. But yeah, that's the quick and dirty origin story. Hope you like it. Let's see. Drago. I mean, I try to be as informative as possible. There's a lot of clickbaity, stupid crap out there. That's why I made the first video of Flipper Zero TikToks, watching them so you don't have to. Although, I did it out of order. And I always wanted to revisit it. The video that I used was like the least skitty video ever. I think almost everything in that video was 100% real. I miscalled a few things. Like I didn't think the Boston Dynamics or whatever dog, the robot dog, I didn't think it would be that easy to take over and just like make it not work. But yeah, apparently there was a really hard to get sub-gigahertz code, but you could just send it and the robot dog would just take a nap. Crazy how that works. But almost everything on that video was real. There were so many videos before that showed stuff that was totally fake. People faking like they're using credit cards, faking like they're emulating things that they're not, or just emulating their own cards. All sorts of stupid nonsense that wasn't real. But the video I chose was all real. But it was kind of fun doing. We just sat in voice chat with a few people, I think in general at that point in time, and we were just watching. I think Loopy was there, and a bunch of people were there, and we were just kind of like hanging out and watching TikToks. It was actually a lot of fun, like stuff like that. Like I feel like it doesn't happen as much as it did before, which is kind of a shame because, yeah, we used to just like chill in voice chat in general and just like stream stuff. Maybe it's because I'm over here is more, but like, no, it was cool. Had a lot of time. But yeah, there's a lot of like quote illegal stuff that people do. It gets a lot of bad rap, honestly. Flipper gets a lot of bad rap. Like I think they just banned it in Brazil. And I don't think that was a April Fool's joke. Speaking of April Fool's jokes, I do apologize if anybody got actually upset about the false notification this morning. It was funny. It was a joke. I mean, the Arduino official Discord did the same thing, and I'm sure they probably got some blowback. I know Bread said that he got some blowback on his server for doing it, but it was funny. It's silly. It's fine. Like maybe 10 people left because of it, which I feel bad about because obviously they were annoyed, but hopefully they join back. I apologize, you guys, but you know, I know everybody was so yeah, exactly, yeah. Kuro lost 10 minutes of my life, and yeah, Drago, yeah, it was confusing, but you know, I mean, even Roguemaster actually DM'd me about it because he saw that I renamed it. I think he actually DM'd me before because actually Amelia did it. I'm calling her out. Amelia did it. I changed the icon and the background. I changed the header. I changed the name of the server. But Amelia, being the devious person that she is, she was the one that added the notification. So yeah, when I got up this morning, I saw that on there. I was like, oh damn. And she went through and spent the time to actually not only make sure it was animated, but make sure that the number wasn't cut off, so it actually looked legit. Did a great job on it, so thanks for that. But yeah, I thought it was funny that people like didn't realize that it was a joke because again, I renamed the whole server. We could have gotten hacked, but nobody's gonna do that. If you're gonna like lioness me and steal my session token and like change all that stuff, I would assume it wouldn't be some lighthearted things. They're gonna throw something heinous, rename it to something terrible. So like I feel like it should have been obvious. Anybody who got caught with a Rickroll, you really shouldn't be clicking on shit. There's actually VirusTotal. You go to virustotal.com, you can take a link, send it to send the link there, and it'll tell you what it's going to take you to, what it's going to do. But yeah, you really don't want to click on random stuff from the internet. You never know what's going to happen. But I mean, from us, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do anything malicious. I'm not trying to steal anything from anybody. But if we were taken over, then yeah, it could have definitely been a thing. And I mean, the fact that I named it like Discord, like that I wooed it or whatever, I made it all ooh-wooey. I thought was enough of a notice that oh fine, stop playing with the noisy plastic thing. Sorry Kuro, I can't even have my noisy thing that I can play with. Yeah, I know you probably hear it crunching away in the chat, or on the chat, whatever. Weird stuff. Anyway, I'm like always fidgeting with stuff, so it's hard. I've been playing with my my plastic karambits. YouTube's plastic. It's not a real knife. It's made of PLA. I printed it. Is that a grinder? Probably. Where are we looking? I'm trying to see what's actually visible in the thing because I have a lot of stuff. Press 1 if you no cupcake. No, I'm not. Oh yeah, everybody can see every chat, so nobody's left behind. But yeah, no, we're not doing that before or after or during the stream. This is not OnlyFans. I don't have one of those yet, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a minute. But thanks for thinking of me. Appreciate it. Mafia. I like how I know who people are in the chat just based on their names. Hey Zion, yeah, like. I appreciate, yeah, we try to be a positive community. Like, we really do. I know we, like, give each other crap a lot, but we try to be, wow. We try to be positive. We try to promote, like, actually having fun and stuff. We don't really make fun of people for being too skitty unless they decide to be super skitty. Then we do. But we try to keep it to a minimum. Like, bullying and stuff like that, we're definitely not gonna allow. So yeah, again, we try to make sure that everybody's comfortable in the server, everybody's having fun, and we genuinely do try to help everybody. There's a lot of questions. Like I do want to make a series like straight up skid school where I'm planning on making a video that's like 3 minutes long. It's how to install Python. Literally, it's going and installing Python by loading PowerShell, typing in Python, having the Windows Store open, and clicking install. And just being like, congratulations, you've installed Python. Bye! And just dipping out. 45-second video. Same thing with Git. Like, the little things, like, those things get... almost every ticket in the help area is for installing Python, installing Git, installing really simple prerequisites for PowerShell. This is a new rig, although Bill and I helped me set this up because I was having issues with the graphics card, and he set me on to nightnight.com, which you can just click a bunch of stuff and download and install like all the prereqs for everything, including things like VLC, Notepad++, Python, like everything you need. All at once, batch file, ready to go. That's super cool. So yeah, I might start pointing people that way, but making some really simple videos on how to do really simple things. A, it's, easy videos to make, and B, it'll help a lot of people because I know it's really hard to actually figure out how to do some of that for some people. So, yeah, like, you get a ton of stuff by searching Google. The problem is, even if you search Google for installing Git on PowerShell, there's like 100 different pictures, 100 different links. Most of them are forum threads, and there'll be like 7 different ways that like kind of work. But there's one way that works the best. So trying to figure out what the best way is and then using that, I think is super useful. So, that's what I'm going to try to do. Because again, most of our support tickets are for things like that. And yeah, step 0. Yeah, step 0. Yeah, Shaggy. I wasn't gonna like call you out for being the noisy boy, but you're fine. I just turned the volume down, and now you don't hear the background. So yeah, because Zach pointed out that it can get complicated if you're new. Um, that's the problem with everything. Everything's complicated if you're new and you don't know. Like everybody has an opinion on how to do it, and there's typically like 10 different ways that things will work, but there's one way that's easier. Like you can go through and install PowerShell through command line, or you can literally open PowerShell, type in Python, and press enter, and then install from the Windows Store. Same thing as WinGit. Like you can just download Git for Windows and use that to install any number of things. So it's super simple, super easy, and it feels like a lot of people just don't. They give overly complicated advice when they just don't have to. Maybe they only know how to do it. Maybe they're a professional and they always do it through command line or through CLI or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, and that's why I try to be a source of the easy way, so people know if they're coming to Talking Sasquatch channel that we're going to be doing things the easy way. Debian for Windows, yeah, I might have to pull in some help on that one, because I haven't actually installed Debian. It's been a while. I ran Ubuntu for a long time, probably a few years, and it was cool. It was really cool. I had like, as you do, if you're gonna run Ubuntu from a skid standpoint, you're doing it for like, I mean, some of the out of the box things. I mean, this is like 10 years ago. This is more than 10 years ago, but it had cool things like screen mirror, like virtual desktops. So on my setup, I had at least 4, probably 5 virtual desktops. And one of them was mirrored to my TV, which was an S-video output, I believe. But yeah, one of them was mirrored to the TV, but it was cool having a desktop that you could get to. And on Ubuntu, the way I had it set up, the virtual desktops were in a 3D cube. So it actually, you'd see the cube rotate when you change the desktops, and inside that cube was a fish tank. So all of the desktop backgrounds were transparent. Yeah, translucent. Yeah, they were all translucent, so you could see the fish inside the fish tank. And when you switch desktops, it would just rotate the whole thing. It was really freaking cool, to be totally honest. Super cool. But it was a pain in the ass. It was resource heavy. It didn't run very fast because I probably didn't have very good hardware. And I'm not sure. Then I remembered I had that install on a drive for the longest time. I tried to pop it back in to see if it would work again, and for some reason my my hardware configuration, since it had changed, the whole thing didn't work again. So it was pretty lame. But I'd do it again, just for fun if I had more time. But that's the thing. Shaggy says I should print a life-size bounty hunter droid for the background. That would be cool. I'm not sure what size all the parts are, but it would be cool. I'm not even looking. Is this dead? No, it's doing well. This once I switch to the direct drive, this is the cheap one too. This is like the $40. It is from Creality, but it's the straight up like $40 direct drive hot end, and this thing is awesome. It's done a really good job. It has fixed all of my binding and crunching from the extruder. It's awesome. I mean, I can't complain about it whatsoever. So if you ever want to upgrade your Ender 3, that's a great upgrade. I know they have some really expensive, really nice ones for printing hotter. I don't know what the top temperature of this thing is, but I think I'm just printing with PLA, and I don't see getting ABS or anything in this room because it's just too hot, and the ventilation's terrible, so I'll just die. So I'm gonna try not to die from PLA, from ABS poisoning in my room. Oh yeah, no. If you want to, throw me a link. Yeah, I just love this, like, having a 3D printer going in the background. It's just fun. I like it. That's why you'll notice it's always moving, always going in my videos. The last one, man, what was I doing? I can't remember what the issue was, but I think I was actually trying to print a torture toaster or something, but I kept having like one of the gears on the torture toaster disbond from like layer 1. Yeah, Amelia says hot end should be good up to 260 Fahrenheit, but yeah, you got to watch for heat creep. That makes sense, especially because I don't know if you can see, but on this guy there's a 40 20 Noctua fan, so 40 millimeter fan, 20 millimeter thickness. That's set up. I think it has at least as good airflow as the original. I mounted it on the outside because it wouldn't fit on the inside, and I didn't want to print a shroud. Just I didn't want to. I just straight up didn't want to, especially since it's in PLA. I didn't want to run into a situation where like I decided to print ABS and then it's getting too hot. PLA gets real weird and soft, like pretty low temperature. So yeah, have a camera. Yeah, I should just have a camera pointed to my prints, or have like a some sort of stream with it would be fun. But yeah, so I didn't want to have to print a whole shroud. So what I did on there was I used the old shroud. I drilled the outside of the shroud out to expose the like welded on nuts. I think there's actually are nuts that are inside there. It's hard to say. If you look at the if you peel a sticker off of your Ender 3 hot end, you can see that there are like what looks like hex nuts on the actual shroud, the metal shroud. So I was able to drill through those and expose the threads. So then I just mounted the Noctua fan on the outside. I don't think, since it's blowing in, I don't think it's really gonna limit the airflow that much. And then what I did was you can see there's a light at the bottom of it. So I took literally like the lights, I cut them off the wall. Over near my door on the other side of the room, I cut one of the sections off. It's got three LEDs on it. Only 2 of the LEDs could fit on the bottom, and then there was still a third one. So I actually folded that inside of the hot end, and I had it covered initially because I didn't want to have a light inside the hot end, because I'm like, well, you don't need a light inside the hot end. The whole point is to have the light inside, the light pointing down on the print. So I had that all set up, and everything was happy except what happened? Something was wrong. Oh, there was the first time I fired the thing up, there was smoke coming out of the hot end. So I was like, oh crap, what's going on? So I pulled that all off, and I think it was just hot glue, because I hot glued the wiring on the inside. I've got my super hot glue. And I think it was just a little, like a couple hairs of hot glue hit the hot end, and they were burning. But in the process, I had pulled off the electrical tape because I thought that was the issue. So now there's actually a light inside the hot end behind the fan. So it actually looks super cool, I think. If you've seen the videos that I've posted before, yeah, I just think it looks kind of cool. I don't feel like trying to get a video of that playing on stream because that's kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, that's a thing that we did. So I put the LEDs on that, and then I also had a bunch of switches, because when I first made this board, actually this one, whoops, careful. When I first made this board, I was going to put switches to switch between board A and board B. And then one of the smart kids were like, that's stupid. There's no need to do that. You're not going to get any real crosstalk between the two of those, so don't even bother putting switches. So I stopped doing that, but I had a whole bunch of these switches. So what I did was I put the switch on the inside of the fan shroud out of one of the cooling vents, so because there's vents on the side, so you can toggle it back and forth, and I didn't even have to cut a hole in it. So honestly, that light mod is one of the better mods that I've seen for doing a hot end LED mod, DIY without anything crazy, especially since those are 12-volt lights, and I already had to downstep the hot end fan down to 12 because it was 24. So the Ender 3 stock fan on the hot end runs 24 volts. So if you want to run a Noctua fan that runs 12, you have to use a buck converter and take that take the whatever from 24 volts down to 12. So I'd already done that. So I actually was just able to hook up the wires in parallel. I always forget this. The smart kids will correct me at some point, but basically I just hooked red to red, black to black, and that made everything parallel. Thank you. That made it all work. It doesn't really take away the voltage. The fan still spins the right size. Theoretically, it's on a buck converter. I could always throw some more voltage at it. But yeah, run it in parallel, and it just works. Like, you don't have to screw with anything. You don't need another wire. So yeah, and now we've got that printer set up. I've got little spiral loom running around the wires. It's all pretty good. So from the perspective of that printer, I really don't know what else to do. I could put like linear rails on it. But I can't really think anything else I could do to it. I have Noctua fan in the hardware enclosure, so that's quiet. I've got printed. Yeah, we're direct drive. Yep, we're direct drive. That was my big upgrade, but my most recent like big upgrade. We did the direct drive and the LEDs, and the LEDs are on the outside, so I can turn this up. I can make this bright as heck. So let's hit the buttons here. But whoops, there we go. So yeah, this thing is like, if I turn it on like any other mode, it's like super outrageous. But yeah, so there's bright ass lights that go all the way around there, and it's just fun. It's like the whole thing's just a rave. CHT nozzle. Dude, I got the extruder that I have is just the Creality extruder. It was like $40 for the upgrade. It was not expensive. I didn't want to drop another $120. What I'm trying to avoid doing is having a $500 Ender 3 Pro. That's what I'm trying to avoid doing, because at that point, especially because I originally wanted to make content with it. So like any aspiring YouTuber, I wanted to make content with a 3D printer because I wanted a 3D printer, and I'm like, oh, cool, easy content, no problem. Then I started watching like Voidstar Labs. What am I gonna do? And I gotta at least shout him out. YouTube. Who else is good that I like? I'm sure y'all probably know already who these are, but because yeah, Voidstar does really good work, and then yeah, Teaching Tech, he does great stuff. What do I have to add to that space? Like, I have my own style and I have things that I do, but quite honestly, I have almost nothing to add. Those guys are awesome. They make really good content, and oh, cool. ZR Kraken is printing the thing I told him to print. But they make really good content. I can't, like, Voidstar does absolutely fantastic videos. I feel bad for him. I know he had some flooding issues with his old place, and that's an absolute nightmare. But like, I'm not making content that's going to even come close to being anywhere near as good as his stuff like that. So I don't want to try to get into that space. YouTube's all about niches, and then building an audience, and then trying to build from there. And Flipper Zero's been my kind of niche. And it's even kind of obvious as far as, like, my last video, I wanted to branch out some and make the whatchamacallit, make this guy the hologram, which is cool as hell. This little holocube thing is really cool. I'm super glad I bought it. But like, it's by far my worst performing video because it's not a Flipper video. It's, yeah, but I still think it's cool. It was a cool video I wanted to make. It gave me an excuse to buy this thing. But again, you're not always gonna make things that are the most popular thing you've ever made. You're going to make your worst video from a view standpoint, and watching it happen is always disconcerting, but you know, can't let stuff like that get to you. And it was something I wanted to make, so I am still gonna be making flipper videos, but I do want to start making things that are a little bit different, just because I mean, obviously there's only so much you can do with flipper, and you know, want to start doing some different stuff if I can. Log off says, hey, thanks for helping me get into the flipper. He just got one recently. Like, yeah, that kind of stuff is really what I'm here for. Like, I'm so psyched about it, because just watching people get these things and learning how to use them. Because I remember how excited I was. Server power outage. Uh-oh. Oh, the Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft is down. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a bummer. It should be hopefully back. I mean, obviously the Minecraft server is the least of my concerns. I know, because Emmy's the one who's helping host it, and hopefully she gets her power and stuff back. It sucks. I feel really bad because Amelia is the reason why we did this. She suggested doing a live stream today, so we set it all up, and now she's knocked off from internet and stuff. So I feel really bad. So it sucks. It sucks a lot. But I wasn't gonna, like, it's already scheduled, so I can't really, like, not do it. So I feel bad. I feel bad, and especially for anybody who's been affected by these storms. Apparently I should be in the middle of whatever we were supposed to get out of it, but I think it, like, yeah, no, they took away our warning. Yeah, we're just gonna get some rain, nothing serious, so that's cool. I don't have to worry about getting destroyed by crazy rain and stuff, so that's cool. Let's see what else is going on here. But yeah, the Minecraft server will definitely be back soon. It's not down forever or anything. It's just down because of a power outage. So hopefully, again, not too big a deal for you guys. The more people that are hopping in there, obviously, the more people will hang out. So, yeah. All right. All right, cool. I'm going to put this on hold for just a second. Can I just go to intermission? And I'll be back in 2 seconds. I do that so often. I do that so often. God, I hate that. Literally so often. It's a light up RGB mic. Like, how do I not notice it's on? I literally do that constantly. So, welcome to the stream. I don't know what I'm doing, and I make as many mistakes as humanly possible. So, I'm assuming you can hear me now because that's how microphones work. All right. I guess I can give you all some cool stuff. So, random cool stuff that I have. This is definitely a project that I need to get back into. So this was the LilyGo TRGB ESP32 with a round screen. Oh my god, I hope I don't break this or drop it. Still got screen protector on it. I got the battery for it. This is supposed to be Uber's badge for DEF CON, or one of them. I'm sure he'll have several things. All I got to do is make it play a video. The software for the whatchamacallit thing, brain. The software for the HoloCube, if I can get it to work, I think they're both. No, that's a room, I think, on there. I can't remember, but yeah, basically, if I can get the software for that to work on there, I can use the SD card and actually play MJPEGs, which is a lot easier than the way I did my old GIF player, which was using just Arduino code, and I think I had 1 meg maximum size, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Or what it doesn't sound like, yeah, it's not a lot. It sucks. So if anybody has any questions at all, please let me know. I know that this is supposed to be a Q&A. It's basically me rambling on and on about stuff, which is, again, pretty true to form for me. Frongbot. Of course, the wrong thumbnail. Like, I don't understand how I have the wrong thumbnails for things. None of these things make sense to me, but just running through all the chats and stuff, making sure I'm not missing anything. But all right, all the discords. Oh, what is this? Okay, so I'm trying to think if anybody. You could figure that out, but it would be really tricky. So that's actually the map from Goonies. In the Goonies, when they find the map, that's the map. I used to have Nerd Block, and I'd get like random stuff every month, and that was one of the things I got. And I love the Goonies; it's one of my favorite movies. So yeah, that was one of the things from the Goonies, and yeah, it's super cool. I love the Goonies, believe it or not. Way off topic. There's no such thing as on topic. This is just random questions. But guitar or bass? I definitely am a guitar guy. I played bass for a long time, but I definitely like guitars. As you can see, I have quite a collection. This is some of them. That's just random ass acoustic. Gibson Les Paul Studio double cutaway. Kramer Beretta Special Edition. This is my Madeira acoustic. Washburn bass. That is a Schecter Damien Elite 6. I've also got a... What else do I have? Martin D45. I have a man, memory's bad with these things. I've got a 12-string Taylor. I have a Gretsch Bigsby Electromatic and a Dean classical guitar. So I have a lot of guitars, in case you were curious. I know, I have a lot of guitars. I need to do something. I need to downsize. So ideally, perfect world. I don't see this happening, but perfect world. what I want to do is I want to trade in a few guitars for at least a Mexican Strat, if not an American Strat. I was so against Stratocasters for the longest time because everybody had them. It was the most played out guitar in the world. Everybody had Strats. But so I was like, nah, I don't want one. So that's where I got a Gibson. I bought the Gibson when I was in high school. But yeah, I want to I want a Strat because they're so easy to play. They play so well. Especially like even the Mexican ones are awesome. So yeah, what's up, Kraken? Good to see you here. Let's see. What's new in Flipper Zero? That's a good question. I have not been super good on staying on top of things. That's why my content's been like slow because I've been into a lot of other things and kind of busy. But there's a lot of cool new stuff. Left 3D via a voice chat to come join us. Thanks. I'm printing. This is still kind of like 3D print. This is still kind of the same thing. What's new? Yeah, sorry. So I've been waiting for, and I've been in the Q&A over in official a few times waiting for them. They said Q1, end of Q1, maybe beginning of Q2 for the version 1.0 firmware. So I've been waiting and putting off SquachWare for version 1.0, which I think is probably not a good idea at this point. So I really want to get into that. But the third-party app store, that's awesome. The fact that there's just a website out there that interfaces directly with your Flipper to install applications is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The fact that, again, it's third party is nuts. The fact that somebody got a music player working. So a music player with sound. I know the Flipper sound sucks, but Amelia showed me her, she had Bad Apple on it, which I'm probably gonna use for the video that I do, the video player, and that you can stream here if you want to, Kraken. Do whatever you want. You're good. Don't worry. Yeah. So flipc.org. Oh, that's right. I can actually post links and stuff here, can't I? But yeah, it's such a freaking cool app store. Like they did such a great job on it. So yeah, more power to them for that. And the fact that you can just install these things. It'll also build applications from GitHubs. Like, holy shit. Like, this is absolutely crazy. This is something that... It's just one of those things that... And now, I know the people that make these things don't always see it from the perspective of somebody like myself. Yeah, people in... Yeah, ChatGPT can build you apps. But, yeah, the fact that this website can build FAPs from GitHubs... it's another one of those like paradigm shifts almost where Oogle is somebody that I keep thinking of with stuff like this is that Oogle came up with the animation manager and really didn't think much of it. Like it was a cool project and like, yeah, I figured out how to make BMs into animations on a computer, things like that. The app installer is called flipc.org, flipc.org. But like when I talked to Oogle about it, I know Curanon's is definitely like he's here with me, and he did the same thing because I know we were actually going back and forth, being like, "Yo, you should do this. Yo, you should do this," and yeah. But he didn't even really seem to realize like the impact of the tool that he had made for people like myself, Curanon's Magic, like a lot of the people that do a lot of animator, Rogue Master, like so we're like, yo, we've been looking for this for months. And in Flipper world, months are that's a long time. Keeping in mind, I got my Flipper in September. I know a lot of you guys have gotten your Kickstarter backers and things like that, but I got mine in the middle of September. And I would have been so psyched to have that, like ridiculously psyched to have that, especially when I was really heavy in animating. I have to check back on that project too. I know what he was trying to do was make a compiler that would compile the BMs, that was similar to the Flippers compiler. But what's interesting about that is you could theoretically make a better compiler than Flippers. That being said, Flipper's compiler is fantastic. Like, they did a really nice job. The dithering that Flipper does is fantastic. It's miles better than the dithering that EasyGIF does. Switching to monochrome on EasyGIF, which was what I used to always do. But switching it up to that... My mic's not working? Is anybody... Can y'all hear me? Hello? Oh, you... Fuck you. You're in Australia. You don't even have April Fools. You're like... Yeah, that's not even real. April Fool's Day in Australia is like the one day where you don't mess with people. Fucking Australians. Yeah, no, so, yeah, the Flipper compiler for videos is really good. But yeah, you could theoretically possibly make a better one. And since you're going directly from a PNG to a BM, it's gonna show whatever the BM is. So if you can make one that actually dithers better, like shit, you could make something really, really good. So I gotta check back in with that project because he could have been actually made a better video compiler. So looking forward to that. And then yeah, I've just been distracted with projects. So from a distraction standpoint, anybody that knows from the channel, from the Discord and stuff, I was helping one of my friends with a cybersecurity issue. That was a whole weekend. Then we made a video, and then like last weekend was new PC build. I was Bill Nye uses my Wi-Fi. Was gracious enough to sell me some hardware, and the PC came in, and we had to troubleshoot some issues. We had a DOA graphics card, but we were playing with that for a while. So that was my whole last weekend. Finally got everything set up, and again, if you've seen my videos, my shorts, this thing is crazy. Like this computer's crazy, like crazy. I've never had a computer even close to like this level of like holy crap. So we're like 64 gigs of RAM. It's like most of it's 3200, but it's running at 3000 because I think I have 2 sticks at 3000 right now. I'll probably replace those. I think I can still get the same RAM that's in there right now, so it'll look the same. So that's cool. But like this thing's nuts. 3080, I think 10 gig onboard onboard memory for it. I bought a 2K 27-inch monitor because you have to. What's the point of having a ridiculous computer if I'm sitting here with my 23-inch 1080p monitor? It's kind of a waste. So yeah, getting 400 FPS on a 2K game that's a AAA title from like last year. Never done that. I mean, I've been fine playing stuff on medium. Like, it's cool. I can do it. But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, having fun with actually having a good computer. But yeah, it's got a clear side panel, which he was super jazzed upon. He was super jazzed about because knowing me, being somebody who likes animations and stuff like that, he knew I'd do something, or he thought I'd do something that was cool. And Wallpaper Engine helped me do that because I was gonna do something anyway. I haven't done a Talking Sasquatch logo on it yet, but because you can't see it's on the floor, I'm debating whether or not to move it because it could go here. So it's pain in the ass, but it could go there. I'd have to get some longer wires. I'm pretty sure I was smart enough to get the one stupid wire that I have is the my top monitor, so this guy, which has the YouTube on it right now, that has a DVI connection. So it's a DVI to DisplayPort, which is just a mess. But that's what that has. That wire I think is long enough. I bought a 12-foot for that, but some of the other ones might need to be longer because I still have this whole setup, 3 monitors, where I can plug my laptop directly into it and have 3 monitors and my keyboard, mouse, and the microphone, without having to do anything aside from plug in a USB-C. So I wanted to continue to have that functionality, partially because I think I'm going to give my wife the laptop for her to use, and if she ever wanted to be in like power station, she could plug in here. Like if she was working from home, she could plug in from here and have 3 monitors, which is cool as hell. Plus, there's a 55-inch TV that way. Man, it sounds like this room is way bigger than it is, but it's not. But it's actually pretty cool hangout spot when it works. But it's a bit claustrophobic. It's very, very, very small. Anyway. Anybody else have questions? We're down to a reasonably small crew at this point, so we might cut it at this point. But I am like, oh, what's up, Kraken? I'm super psyched that y'all came for this, you know? I wanted to get some content out this weekend on YouTube. Doing a live stream, definitely been nice. So again, because it's easy. I mean, I got home at 6 and spent 2 hours dead sprinting to set all this up to make sure it at least wasn't terrible. So, because I wanted everybody to be able to see everybody else's chat. I wanted to be able to stream on YouTube and on Discord because it was a Discord event. But if I'm doing something where we're doing stuff, it should go on YouTube. Just because, you know, feed the algorithm. Plus, you know, it's just a cool thing to do. So, I don't know if anybody has any other questions or anything you want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, we might wrap things up. We can always schedule another one of these Saturdays. Saturdays are rough. I work at a bike shop, and it's spring. So we're only 7.5 hours on Saturdays, but it's crazy. I do a lot of stairs. All our service bikes are in the basement. Every time somebody needs to pick up a service bike or drop off a service bike, it needs to go into or come out of said basement. There's like 25 stairs. It's basically like 10-foot elevated ceilings. It's a lot of work. It's tiring, but especially now I've got this set up. This whole scene is done. I would reuse this. I don't think there's anything. Fill basement with concrete. Will do. Gotcha. I think this format's worked well. Everybody seems to be represented. So, yeah. Is Sasquatch just the name, or do you also believe in Sasquatch? I am a hopeful optimist when it comes to things like that. I want whimsical shit to exist. So... Oh no, the tinfoil. It's not tinfoil. Sasquatch is not running a secret Illuminati. He's not running, like, the news corporations. But I do love me some cryptids. So fun fact is that almost all of my hardware, I write Sasquatch on everything. Sasquatch is on the screen of my car. My stereo, the default input for my stereo was called Sasquatch. I just do that. I mod almost everything to say Sasquatch. However, all of my equipment, my laptops and things, because I've already got a Sasquatch laptop or a computer, so I put them all as cryptids. One of which, and there are not many people in here. Conda, I think Conda could get it. Kuro, I don't believe so, just because of your locality. But my my laptop is named Esquilax. Is anybody gets that reference, I would be a little bit impressed. It's a little bit of a deep cut, and if you're not at least in your 30s, I don't think you'll have any shot of knowing what that is. But that's one of the things that I have. Chupacabra is another laptop of mine. Sasquatch is running MK Ultra. See, that was real, though. It was fucked up, but that was real. That happened. That's not cryptid stuff. That's not conspiracy stuff. That was just messed up. Oh, yeah. NFC won't let you... Are you talking about your own credit card? Check out my video on credit cards. It's not gonna work. I have a whole video is why Flipper Zero can't steal your credit card. So don't worry, it's not going to be a threat, but at the same time, yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything. Some people say that so you can get from a credit card the credit card number, some of them, the credit card number and the expiration date. I don't believe I've seen anybody get more information than that out of them. That information alone, I don't know a single place where that's enough information to actually do anything. At the very least, you need a billing zip. Typically, you also need the address of the verification. So if I run something at work, manual credit card. So if I go through, tell the machine, run it manually. What happens is I need the credit card number, the type of credit card, which is easy to figure out by the number. You need the CVN, the billing zip, the expiration, and the house number. If all those things aren't correct, what happens is, especially if the address is wrong, if the CVN is wrong, it will kick back. If the date is wrong, it'll kick back. If the address or zip code is incorrect, it will give me an error and say address or zip code is incorrect. Void or continue. Void is probably the smart thing. Continue means continue. I accept all responsibility for this transaction. If it's fraudulent, take my money. It's my fault. You have no recourse. So basically, if you can steal credit card information with Flipper Zero and supply that information to a retailer and they accept that, it's the retailer that's going to take the hit if that's fraudulent. And it's really because the retailer is dumb as hell and they're doing things that are dumb as hell. So you're not going to be able to use your credit card, your Flipper Zero as a credit card in any practical way that isn't just a retailer being an absolute idiot. So, that's pretty much the long and short of it. Definitely watch my video, Why Flipper Zero Can't Steal Your Credit Card, if you're curious about it. Also talk about RFID some and some other NFC. Again, I talked to Betsy, Eric Betts, DEF CON presenter, for hours, helping me on that stuff. He's really, really, really well-read, smart guy. So I tried to make that as well, as easy of a thing as possible. So A9AGS. I'm new when transferring files. Transfer. Keep getting marks on your Flipper. Hell, anyone have a question? When I transfer files, I keep getting question marks. Oh, that is probably an API mismatch, would be my guess. Yeah. So the API mismatch typically means that you don't have the right version of the software for your applications. So what happens is every Flipper update has a new API version, pretty much, give or take. And if your API doesn't match the version of the application when the application was compiled, it'll give you an API mismatch. Now, there are several teams on custom firmware sides working to make either the applications or Flipper itself disregard API mismatches as long as your current API is higher than the API of the compiled application. That would solve effectively most, if not all, of those issues. So, just an idea that's going around. So, yeah. If it's all files. Yeah, if it's all files, yeah. Oh my god. All right, so I'll throw this out there because it's so dumb. Oh, okay, cool. Y'all can hear also when I get Discord messages because I have desktop audio on just in case anybody talks in Discord. You can hear them. But long story short, yeah, if it's all files, I didn't use GitHub much when I got my Flipper. And the first time I talked to Uber, I was being a dummy. It was bad. So what happened was I was on Roguemaster, and I wanted to have the latest. I wanted to be level 30. I wasn't about to spend my time getting to level 30. And I knew some of the animations have level restrictions on them. So you have to get certain levels. I wanted to see all the animations. I didn't know how Manifest worked. I didn't know how any of that stuff worked. So I went to download the Roguemaster dolphin.state files. So I went to GitHub. I found the files. I went to the folder that showed all the dolphin.state files. I right-clicked on level 30 dolphin.state, went save as, renamed it to dolphin.state, and put it on my Flipper, and broke it. Didn't work. What the hell? So, at Uber Guido's, I'm trying to install Roguemaster. Dolphin.state files are not working. He comes back. They work. I was like, no, I tried it. It doesn't seem like they're working. And he's like, well, it seems to be working for everybody else. Now, for most people, when they're like, it's fine, it should be working, it works for everybody else, it's just kind of a, like, shut up, go away. But Uber was like, yeah, it definitely works. It's probably you. And sure enough, I figured I was wrong. But that was literally, I'm pretty sure the first time I ever talked to Uber. But it got him to see my name, I guess, at some point. So it kind of at least familiarized the fact that I exist. And then, yeah, after that, like, me and Uber actually talked, reasonably often. But yeah, Uber's the man. I know he's been dealing with a lot of stuff recently. That's why I haven't seen much of him. But at some point, hopefully he'll be back in the mix a little bit more. But, life is life. Things get busy, things get complicated. So, hey, buddy, Uber, I'm sure you're not watching this, but I want to see more of you, buddy. Come back. I'm looking at like 5 different screens trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, and A9AG, if you're running into problems figuring files out, definitely watch my first video, How to Become a Hacker. That goes over downgit, which if you make sure you do it right the first time will work fine. If you screw up a bunch of stuff, you're going to get token issues. So, it is what it is. Toast. Yeah, Toast, you don't know, like, Uber's, like, not my boy, but, like, Uber, literally, I exist because of Uber. If it wasn't for Uber, this would not be the same capacity in any way, shape, or form. I promise you. I would never, ever have put myself out there to the point where I open my own, or start my own YouTube channel. I would have never done any of this if it wasn't for Uber. And he's been that guy to a lot of people. So I literally, the fact that not just me, but knowing what he's done for other people, other creators, not just creators like YouTubers, but like people who make stuff like Nano, like he's been there for people in this community. He's bought flippers for people. He's done stuff. So what Uber has done for the flipper community cannot be understated. So the fact that I'm an Uber stan is, I will not make that a secret. He is absolutely awesome. He's one of my favorite people out here. So yeah. Appreciate. Yeah, like Messiah, thank you. Appreciate the videos you do. Yeah, no, like those first videos, I want to remake those. I want to remake a video, and I might do there's some easy content videos that I want to make that are like not groundbreaking and not even things I haven't done before, but things that I think I should do, like how to install any custom firmware the right way. Because my first video was how to install Roguemaster, how to install Unleashed, using web install, using that. The way I installed Roguemaster is the right way. Download the release, put it into your uploads folder, or your updates folder, run it through Flipper. That's the right way to do it. It works every time. You don't have to screw around. It's probably even the fastest way. Even running like through QFlipper with a tarball, that fails a lot, and it's no faster. It takes forever to do the resources. It's doing everything through SLI. Like, it's not great. The best way to install things, even if you're using QFlipper, which is fine, it's better if you take the SD card out and then do it. But I've literally never run into an actual problem on QFlipper dragging an entire firmware into it. Dropping the folder, the uncompressed folder. My God, I'm sure anybody who's done a lot of stuff with firmware has probably done this before, where they're trying to drag a firmware folder into QFlipper into their thing, and it times out indefinitely. It's just spinning for no reason. And then you realize it's because you never decompressed the file. You were just trying to pull compressed files out of a zip into QFlipper. Doesn't work. It'll just time out indefinitely. I've done that like a dozen times. Don't do that. It's really annoying. But that video, how to install every firmware the first time easily, correctly. Easy video. I think people could use it because people still don't know how to do that stuff. People are still complaining on every single firmware that they're like, yeah, I tried to use QFlipper to update. Problems. I tried to use the web updater. Problems. Like, just drag updates and do it that way. It's so much easier. Razor is like, enjoying the videos, just getting to know my flipper. That's the whole thing, is getting to know how it works. Like, man, this is my original flipper. This is gonna get actually not reskinned, but this thing's gonna get got the Kuro, if you're still here. This is like, I'm not gonna say it's the best thing you've ever made, because you've made a lot of really great stuff, but the concept and the execution for that, absolute chef's kiss, my guy. That was Kuronon's. He made that animation. Hey buddy, you're still here. Good, of course you're still here. You're awesome. That was the what you've made for SquachWare. Those animations, the escape from, I can't even remember the reference that it was from, but they are so good. They're so good. Like, the animation style, totally different from official firmware, totally different, but it is at least as good. Absolutely at least as good as what they're doing. It's fantastic. Like, I'm just scrolling through here. Do I have all of it? Oh, no. So, I'm just going to show the only other animation on here, and I'm not going to put any explanation whatsoever why it's on here, and I highly doubt you'll ever see this ever again. But this is the other animation that's on this flipper, and I'm not going to mention any more about that at this time. But, yeah, Just Call Me Coco's Wi-Fi photobomb. That's the other thing that I feel bad about on some of these videos that I've done with hardware, because it's never available. My made the video on AWOX and Coco's stuff, and it sold out immediately. Not because of me, but just
he had another drop today and it sold out immediately. Half an hour.
Yep. Like, it's so good. That's why I'm like, should I just make all these boards? I owe Conda one of these, although he's probably gonna get the SD card list version. I don't know. You need the SD card or not? Actually, I've got a bunch of them. I guess I might as well. But I can't guarantee the longevity of the SD card is the main thing. That was the whole hang up on this board, is I can't guarantee that this SD card won't just break off. Because it's literally just held on by, like, a wing and a prayer. It's literally held on by nothing but solder. There's not even wires through the holes. So I'm half expecting it to just shatter. But, seeing how fast all that stuff sells out, seeing all of the things, I'm not going to... Some of the stuff that I'm seeing being sold for the money that it's being sold for is outrageous. Seeing people selling, not going to even say knockoffs, because it's not like I'm selling these things or anything like that, but there are a number of people out there selling basically this for $250. Now, I'm not going to say that's a ripoff or anything like that, because, you know, I'd never say that people are overpricing their stuff. And, I mean, the wiring, which is ugly as hell on mine, is a bitch. It's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. So, the amount of time I spent building some of these, I can see spending or paying, like, charging the money. But at the same time, glass cannon. This thing's cool. It's incredibly fragile. It's so easy to break this thing. So, unless you make a case for it. But I've seen people building exactly this and selling them for like $250. That's why I'm glad I never really let the Gerber files get out. Because, again, Orion made them, not me. So have I gotten the Mayhem? No, I haven't gotten the Mayhem board yet. I don't know if the official store is selling those or if they're still in stock. I should get one because I have almost everything for it. I think I have almost everything for it already. So I should get a Mayhem board. I want to get one from the original creator. Just because if I'm going to give somebody money for something like that, I'd love to give it to the original creator. Seeing as, again, I'm the original creator of, you know, some of these designs. And, you know, I don't know. Either way. But that's kind of my thought. But I think a Mayhem board would be really cool. I definitely want to get one. Because, again, they're really cool. Like, I have a lot of stuff. I have more stuff than probably almost anyone. Which is crazy to me. Like, literally crazy to me. Because I haven't bought that much stuff. It's been people will send me things for review. But, I mean, if I want to go through all my stuff, which I've done before. I mean, you all know more or less what I have, but I'll just go through everything. It's because it's over here. So this is my favorite right now, kind of. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really, really hard for someone to send me something that is more of a favorite than mine. But this one right here, this is the AWOC Talking Sasquatch Wi-Fi board. Like, AWOC said, and I believe him because he's solid. He went through iterations, multiple iterations, to get this to print right, so it looked that good. This thing is awesome. This is, again, one of my favorite things that I own. At some point in time, I'm going to make a little, like, case, shadow box, something, of all the Talking Sasquatch stuff, because it's so far been a big part of, you know, this part of, you know, my life and what I've been doing, so it's really cool seeing all these things, and having somebody make something that's customized to me like that literally means the world to me. But I've got that. I've got one of AWOC's NRF 24s. These things are really cool. I've got, obviously, this is, I believe he even, AWOC's going and rebranding this. He said he was going to put a silk screen on the board, but yeah, he's naming this one the Big Chungus after I called it the Big Chungus, and people kept being like, yo man, where do I get a Chungus board? Where do I get the Big Chungus from? So, yeah, that's basically a thing. Although, why is it wet? Oh, man, I hope I didn't, like, ruin this thing. That would suck. Probably just drip something on it. I have the official Wi-Fi board with Just Call Me Coco's case on it. This is the case with the cutout for the SD card, which I will, at this point, never use because you don't really need it, but still cool. Got that. And then I have, yeah, the new Just Call Me Coco top hat guy here. This thing's super cool. I talked to Coco specifically about this at one point, and he was like, yeah, I wanted to make something that was better than the official Wi-Fi board, which he did. I can't think of any application, any situation where this is better than this. This is more safe to have on your flipper because it's less likely to get damaged. It fits nicer. It's less conspicuous. This better than this. There's no way around it. But the fact that he put the heat set inserts in this thing. There are five. There's actually 5. I'm pretty sure there's another one for the board actually connecting to it. I could be wrong, but there's at least 4 heat set inserts. So not only did he, I think he actually hand soldered the pins on some of these. I could be wrong. That's unimportant. The fact that he hand heat set all the threads on all these boards by hand, like, that takes actual time. I mean, maybe not a ton of time, but it takes more time than not doing that, because he's got a sick 3D printer. He can print something that has an interference fit with the screws where you don't have to do it. And it would be perfectly fine because you're not taking these things apart. There's no reason to take these things apart unless you're doing it to show people what the insides look. Like, he code plussed something for no reason at all, and then sold it at a price that is, I mean, crazy. It's absolutely crazy how good of a value that is for what he made. So if you can get your hands on one, definitely do. That's why I want to get one of his actual Marauders, but I'm broke. So maybe I'll get him to send me a sample, and then I'll do a video and be like, yo, everybody buy these. Yay. No. Or if anybody buys anything at Lab 401, use code SASQUATCH, SASQUACH, for 5% off. And if I get another like $8,000 or $5,000 worth of sales, maybe I can afford to buy one of those off affiliate stuff. Amelia says that this is like way more dangerous than an actual karambit, and I would definitely like believe it because it's so awkward because it has no weight to it. I literally have like cuts all over my arms from these stupid things. And this is the dull one. This one's broken. I broke a tip off of this one. This was like literally my test print for a while, because I made 3 of them because I did smoothing on one of these. So which one's which? The one on this one I used ironing, which actually you can see kind of that top layer is really freaking smooth. And this one I didn't, so you can see the top layer. Again, this thing does not like to focus, but you can see there is texturing to the top layer. This one is like pretty smooth, except for I apparently didn't have Z-hop turned off, so there's actually like that line over here, that line. That's, I believe, the nozzle scraping, so yeah, I should buy a trainer, because, again, karambits, I'm not going to fight anybody with this thing. I just want to play with it, so I should probably get a trainer. This Huntsman print. So, first of all, whoever did the Karambit print, like, well done. This STL is fantastic. No, I'm not fighting Emmy. She will murder me in my sleep. This thing is amazing. Like, the details, the way this thing came out, awesome. So I printed another knife, which was the Huntsman knife. Which, don't get me wrong, it's well engineered. It's good. I don't know if it's actually modeled off of an actual knife, but from a knife standpoint, this thing's kind of trash. Why is the blade so small? The handle's actually nice. It fits my hand. I don't have huge hands. Actually, the handle's a little small. It can scale up a little bit. But this knife, the handle compared, or the blade compared to the handle, like, kind of wacky. You want to see a blade with a good size thing. The Gerber flat iron. So this is this guy. Gerber flat iron. Love this knife. I would never carry it just because it's too big of a actual in your pocket thing. But this is like I'm gonna hit this with a log kind of blade. It's got a concave grind. But this is the chunky knife. This thing's awesome. I have a lot of knives. Actually, I don't have that many knives compared to the people that are in this room. I don't have that many knives. Oh, yeah, I actually talked about this the other day. Since I'm on stream, I might as well do this. This knife. So, this knife I carried for at least 10 years. This is like an Agway garden center knife. But what I liked about it was really smooth, really thin. It was a good pocket knife. It opened well, one hand. It has a back lock to it. It's a shit knife. It's absolute shit. Check this out. Terrible knife. Carry this for a long time. I got this from my best friend in growing up. I knew the kid since I was like 3, who died of a opiate overdose. So I carried it probably for even longer because of that. The blade profile is I broke the tip off and reprofiled it myself. But I love this knife, and I wonder if I can still. Yeah. I don't use it enough, so it doesn't actually open well anymore. But this was flick open, flick close. I love this knife. It's smooth from being in my pocket for a decade. I'd love to get a new one like this. I know everybody's got one, but it's a cool knife. Gerber Quadrant. Since I'm going over knives, this knife, cool as hell, held up like shit. This was an EDC for, no joke, maybe 2 months. Again, it's been sitting around, so it doesn't open. But flat blade, you can see on the inside. You can't even see on the inside. It's all worn. But this is a cool knife. Bamboo scale. It's actually a really cool knife. Except for the fit and finish. I'm sure they know that this weathers really fast, and it might be like part of the whole thing. But fit and finish, not great. And razor profile sucks. That blade profile is terrible. Kershaw. This guy. This is a great knife. This knife scared the crap out of me, if I'm going to be totally honest. Because this is a cleaver, and it's got a heavy blade. It's got a frame lock. And when I bought this was the freaking sharpest thing ever. And the detent that held it shut, terrible. Like, it would just be like this in my pocket. I put my hand in my pocket and be like, this feels spicy. So that's why I stopped carrying it. It's a great knife, great profile. It's got a cleaver, but it's got kind of a tip so you can actually like open things with it. Good knife. Scary open and close with one hand, but great knife. Not bad at all. This knife I loved, except it's bad. SOG Fielder. I like the wood scales on it. Let me rephrase. This is a new SOG Fielder. The old ones are sick. This knife sucks to open. It's so hard to open. I can do it slow, but I'm like a flick open. But flicking this knife open was just sketchy. I got used to it, but it's also a liner lock, which I hate because in order to close a liner lock, I'm closing it on my thumb on the sharp part. So I was always convinced I was going to stab myself with it. Then we have this knife, which I probably shouldn't show. And then this is my newest one, which is not really a real knife. Jerry rig everything. Pink razor knife. I need to use this a lot more because it's hard to open, but this thing's sick. They were on sale for $10. JerryRigEverything.com, I'm pretty sure. Buy one for $10. They're amazing. Fit and finish is amazing. Pink color looks great. There's no downsides to it. It's great. I love it. Question was, you have the original Wi-Fi board. What are the advantages of using a custom board? So the ones I'm showing off. So what are the advantages of this? This is just an ESP32 Room Rover. Doesn't really matter. Why get this? Because this might be in stock when flippers aren't. That's the only reason, honestly. There's no benefit to it aside from... Oh, this one's already got the SD card in it, which you don't necessarily need anymore, but that was a big upgrade there. So that's why you buy one of those. Why I buy one of these? I mean, that guy. That antenna picks up stuff from, like, 3 times probably further away than the other one. Because the, I could probably show you this. Yeah, okay, cool. I can show you this. ESP32 is this chip right here, right? So this black piece right there, that, and I'm sure we won't focus, but you can even see that there's, like, squiggles on it. Yep. Yeah, you can't. Because this camera is not bad for what it is. It hits its coverage, but it does not like to focus. But that black piece right there has got some squiggles on it. That's the antenna. Very small. Very, very, very small. And it's nuzzled into this whole block of electronics. Range is bad. So then something with a big antenna, way better. All right. Any other questions? Wait, we've been on for 2 hours of me rambling on and on. It's funny, though, too, because, like, yeah, in YouTube Studio, this is what you deal with YouTube. I'm literally in the chat room, like, watching this. I'm still showing off my knives. That's the lag that I thought you guys were dealing with. I'm like, is there actually a 10-minute lag? Oh, God, what's the amp behind me? Okay. It is a Line 6 Spider 2. This is, if you're playing guitar, especially like metal-y stuff, in the early 2000s, there's a good chance you'd have this amp. It has a ton of onboard presets, it's got delay. What else do we have? It's got, flanger and chorus, phaser, tremolo, delay, tape echo, and a sweep echo. What is the brand of the... It's Line 6. Line 6. Hey, new sub. Hey, Alessandro. Who's probably not in the chat right now, but that's okay. And I told you it was going to scare the crap out of me every time it happened. Alright. So, yeah, if anybody has any other questions or anything else we want to talk about. Otherwise, yeah, it's been 2 hours. And I think that's about as much of me as anybody can take in a sitting. At least that's what my wife says. But it's been real. Like, I would like to do this more often. The fact that we were up to like 18 viewers. We're still chilling around 7 after 2 hours of watching. And then what's cool is the average view duration has been like 9 minutes. So there's been people cycling in and out, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate all you guys, all of you all. Words are hard. When Zion's typing, let's see if Zion's got any questions or anything. But yeah, it's been fun. I think from a future standpoint, this is a good format for being able to stream to multiple platforms. I was concerned about that, but yeah, Zan. It's a problem with different, not different, but with people's like handles. They're so hard to say half the time. Zane? Oh, yeah, it's Zane. Fuck, I'm dumb. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys and folks, and yeah, okay. Line 6 amps. Yeah, it's a line 6. Let me know if you want to do it again, and we will catch you on possibly the next one. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully next week we'll get another video out. That'll be on the Flipper Zero video player and the App Store, which I'm excited about because it's been a while since I've had a what I believe to be a cohesive 3-act video. So yeah, pretty psyched about that. If you're watching this and you're not on my Discord or on our Discord, all of this is us. It's not me. Talking Sasquatch, this whole thing is bigger than I am for sure. There are 1,315 people in our Discord, down from larger than that because people were mad at my jokes, but it's cool. But we'll catch you next time. All right. Thanks, Conda, for throwing up the link because I'm terrible at being good at this, at making YouTube content, apparently. But we're getting there. Take it easy.